Hello, I'm Richard Hooper and this is SatTV Week. Now I'm pleased to be joined by Alvaro Sanchez of Integrasys. Alvaro, thanks for joining us. Interference and alignment of antennas in the field is a problem. Why?
So many times this satellite operators rely on their NOC operators to get the calls from the field installers. The field installers, they don't have the training necessary many times. And it is a complex task. It is not installing a TV dish, because a TV dish just receives, but BSAT transmits as well. So interferes everyone else if it is not pointed correctly. What happened with interference? You have a poor network performance, as well as you interfere everyone else and degrade the service. So we need to avoid that. The way that we do is we have developed SatMotion Pocket, which we believe it is a great product, and the industry has recognized with multiple awards. And what it does, it is providing the same measurements that the NOC has to the installer at the field, with a very simple interface that they can understand. So they don't really need a very high qualified engineer. They need an installer, which provides some colors we match, and the application guide them through all the process, so they could do it fully automated without calling to anyone else. So for example, we had a project in the Amazonas River. They were installing over canoes, very difficult thing to do, because it was river, canoe, and the canoe caimans and things like that you don't want to fill down. And they were pointing the antenna and nulling the crosspole without calling, because in the Amazonas River you have no connectivity at all.
Interference though, how do you educate people that there is an issue with interference? Because it goes on and it still goes on, even though we have companies like you.
So I believe that the best way to educate people about interferences is that you degrade the service from the others, but you degrade much more your own service. So if you do not point well, you are not getting the performance that you are paying for. So if you do not have a good crosspole, you lose power. If you lose power, your backs get saturated. If your backs get saturated, you don't have the performance that you are paying. So the best way to minimize interference is by preventing. The best way to prevent is install correctly. Also, we have developed a new system which automates the maintenance. So you don't have to send somewhere at the installation. You just have to click a button and it will perform a virtual alignment. So they can virtually connect to the terminal, align, and maintain all the system remotely to all terminals within the network, and check for interferences. If they are interfering, they have to be revisited. But some of them may be able to fix remotely, which is very convenient.
Now, are there any particular global sectors that are more prone to interference problems in the field?
So they are. Indeed, military is one, because the soldiers are very low trained in SATCOM skills. So this is one, and also oil and gas and maritime. And normally the ships moves, and as soon as they move, they might create interferences. So what we work with different service providers in the maritime industry is to make it as accurate as possible to not interfere while they're moving.
But in terms of, we've mentioned the sectors, but geographically, are there areas of the world where you look at and you think, oh, interference is more prone there?
In unintentional interferences is general in worldwide, I have to say. And normally the TDMA networks interfere more than the SCP systems because are periodic interferences. And usually in very large countries are the ones that the TDMA networks apply. For example, Africa, for example, Latin America, Asia. So this has the regions that the regions that has more interference due to the more VSAT deployments.
Alvaro, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.